Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share with you guys the best class setup for the bar in Call of Duty World War II. To be honest with you guys, in my opinion, I think that this is one of the easiest guns to use in the entire game. And I think the reason for that is because of how overpowered it was when the game first came out. If you were not one of those people that was lucky enough to use the bar before it took the nerf, when the game first dropped, it was so overpowered. It was so good. I like to compare it to the bow from Advanced Warfare. For those of you that played that game, I didn't play much of Advanced Warfare at all, and even I know that the bow was the most overpowered gun in the game. That's the only weapon people used for a long time in the game, and to be honest, probably most of the game's life cycle. And the bar was like that when World War II first dropped, and we were afraid that's what was going to happen, that the bar was going to be the only assault rifle that people used. But fortunately, they nerfed it quick. They jumped on that. They noticed that that gun was the only one that people were using. And I would still like to say that it's probably better than a lot of the other assault rifles. I definitely would not say that it's average. It definitely is above average. But it's still really good. It's still a lot of fun to use, and that's, again, why I think that it's one of the easiest guns to use in the game. There are a few issues with it that I'll get into here in a second that we can correct with some attachments. But regardless, let's jump right into the class setup. So, obviously, I'm running the bar. I generally run Reflex, Quick Draw, and Grip. I'm running Infantry Division that allows me to run that additional primary attachment. I'm not running Primed as a basic training. So again, Infantry Division, not Primed. But again, Reflex, Quick Draw, and Grip. This was my original setup, and this is what I used to use all the time. Something that I've been switching to recently and that I recommend you guys try, or let me rephrase that, highly recommend that you guys try, is running extended mags instead of a reflex sight. Now the reason for that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys that have played the game and used this gun a lot have realized the same thing I have, and that's with only 20 bullets in the magazine, you have to reload a lot more often than when using any of the other guns in the game, and it just feels super difficult to kill multiple people without having to reload. I run around in domination a lot of times, especially when trying to jump on the B flag or running into their spawn. You'll run into 2 enemies at a time, or one right after another. And generally, when you're using any other assault rifle in the game, or really submachine gun as well, you're able to fight 2 people without having to reload, unless you shoot a ridiculous amount of ammo. With the bar, unfortunately, it's not like that. The only way you're going to be able to kill 2 people is that if you hit every single bullet on both players that you shoot at, which is kind of difficult to do, especially if people are moving. There's gonna be times where you just don't hit a bullet or 2. So I do feel like it's extremely difficult to get multi-kills with the bar without extended mags. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. It's just something that I've really noticed since I've been using the bar a lot more often for the sake of this video. And I would definitely recommend trying to swap out that reflex sight for extended mags. To be honest with you guys, I've always used reflex on assault rifles, or most assault rifles, I'll say, just because I'm used to it, right? I'm used to having that red dot reflex, whatever Call of Duty game I'm playing, on the assault rifles, because they are medium to long range guns, and having that reflex is going to help me narrow down my target and make it a lot easier to kill someone from further away. So I've always just run a reflex sight, but because this gun does have very few bullets in the magazine, I highly recommend trying to run extended mags and get off of that reflex sight train if that's what you've been on for a while. This gun is still just as good. You don't necessarily need the reflex sight. It's got a pretty decent iron sight. It's a lot of fun to use. It's not hard at all. And I think that you'll do really well, especially when running the extended mags. I feel like you'll get many more multi kills, and I can attest for that. Make sure you leave comments and let me know if you notice a big difference when running extended mags. So like I said, I'm running the Infantry Division. What comes with that? Additional primary attachment, obviously, so I can run the 3rd one. It comes with extra mags, which really doesn't matter too much. Extra magazines doesn't mean more bullets in a single magazine. It just means more ammo overall, which isn't really too big of a deal with the bar. And you also get stock, which is very huge for me. That's one of the biggest reasons that I love Infantry Division, is I love being able to move around quicker while aiming down sights. The basic training that I'm running for this class setup is Hustle. That allows me to reload faster and while sprinting. The while sprinting thing doesn't really bother me too much, because this is an assault rifle, and there's a lot of times where it's not like a submachine gun where I'm going to be running into the spawn and having to reload all the time. But reloading faster is crucial, especially with this gun. I think that the bar is a little bit slower than a lot of the other assault assault rifles, and I like to be aggressive with the bar. I like to run around like a submachine gun with the bar, just not as crazy, because it is very good, because it is overpowered, right? I'm able to compete from close range all the time. So being able to reload faster has really helped me out, especially with that such a small magazine, right? Like, I have to reload a lot more often now, so having that hustle on and being able to reload faster is something that's really helped me out and given me a better chance of killing multiple enemies at one time. The secondary that I'm running is the 1911 with extended mags. Just a huge fan of that gun. You can use a machine pistol, it really doesn't matter. And then I'm running a frag grenade. I think I said this in a past video. Generally, when I run submachine guns, I'll run sticky grenades. But because I'm playing a little bit more defensive, I don't want to say completely campy, but a little bit more defensive, not as aggressive as a submachine gun, I'm going to run a frag grenade. I feel like I can drop a frag a lot easier in a position from further back than I would a sticky grenade, especially if I'm trying to throw it in a building or in a room. But that's the class setup, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any more tips or tricks with this weapon, any other attachments that you run that helps you out. But again, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see all you guys in the next video.
Can we be friends?